Right. So whenever we understand the case study from the context of a business analyst or the business analyst team, we should understand the context of the case study for the benefit of the presentation to the technical team. This is for a technical team to understand what exactly this product is all about and for what reason are we developing, what are the challenges. So for this, the very first thing, what is that you have to do? First of all, you have to introduce the person who is going to provide the solution. In this case study, you see, Eolin is an organization. Of course, it's a product-based company, having experience for more than 2 decades of experience in the field of product development, especially into financials and as well as banking sector for a very long time. They have identified some challenges in the payment ecosystem. Based on the challenges, what is that they have identified so far? They are going to develop a new product which is majorly useful for the financial institutions as well as for the banks to process their payments, as well as to provide their transactions and all everything in a both better and as well as effective way. Now here we are going to discuss about the challenge. So I'll read each and every line. If you have any doubts, you can come up with it. Right? The first point, the constantly evolving payments ecosystem is rife and with rapid changes in the market dynamics, ever evolving regulatory measures and mounting customer expectations. This is a general discussion of the payment. Means when we talk about the payment ecosystem, whatever the discussion or whatever the first two lines are, the general explanation about the payment ecosystem. Now, from here onwards, you can see the real essence of it. To thrive in a changing market environment that witness a new player, which is called fintech, gaining prominence in the payment space almost on a daily basis. Means here, there is a product which is called fintech, who is a new player in the field of this payments and all everything, playing a vital and important role in reference to the payment space and all everything on regular day-to-day basis, because payments is the kind of option which is available for financials and banking and financial services organizations, where these payments happen in regular intervals in different formats. It is necessary that financial institutions and payment providers upgrade their infrastructure and launch innovative products with an effective cost structure. So this line will explain you about the necessity. Because when you are going to develop a product, please do remember the necessity should understand you well in advance. This is where necessity comes. What was the necessity? Financial institutions and as well as payment providers upgrade their infrastructure and launch innovative products. So upgrading an infrastructure and launching innovative products for an effective cost structure is the necessity what a product solution provider has been identified. Is this clear to you, both of you, right?
Yes, Andy.
Right.
Yes, Andy.
Now,
Yes.
in this context, what is that they have identified? They have identified even that customer expectations make it increasingly more critical for organizations to differentiate themselves by launching such products and swiftly expanding to meet the demands of their clients. So this is where generally most of the organizations, banking and financial organizations, is facing a difficulty. I don't say it's a problem. It's a difficulty that customer expectations are increasing day by day, because as market is so competitive, customer expectations as well as demands and all everything will also be increased. This is where generally we call it as stakeholders. From the context of business analysis, we call them as stakeholders and all. So customer expectations making it increasingly more critical for organizations to differentiate themselves by launching such products, because whatever the product X is introducing into the market, whenever they are introducing, almost there will be some similar products which has already introduced or which are about to introduce. So there is a tough competition in terms of the market to capture with, which is a challenging thing for any organizations, especially banking and financial institutions are facing nowadays. By keeping this into an account, Eolin is developing a payment solution kind of product, which majorly as follows. This is what generally it was mentioned on the solution. What was that? With a track record of processing international payments in 25 countries and supporting over 40 clearing systems, and with several features natively built on MT and MX, which is called ISO 20022, all that standards. EOLN for payments is an integrated SWIFT certified and SWIFT GPA ready solution that supports real-time payment processing across multiple geographies, entities and currencies, adherence to the rules and the standards. So here, if I want to make it brief, please do remember I am reading each and every line in this for us to better understand. What exactly in the first paragraph it was showing, it was explaining us in the solution is that it was indirectly explaining about the experience what EOLN has. What EOLN has. EOLN has a track record of processing international payments in 25 countries. At the same time, EOLN has having a capacity as well as the exposure towards supporting over 40 clearance systems, as well as with several features, something like ISO 20022 standards and all everything. This is what generally the strength of the company. Indirectly, what is that are we going to explain first is that what are our strengths? Because whenever we are developing a product, anyone who are the stakeholders or the people who are technical team or whoever will have a doubt. What is the capacity of ours? Because do we have that capacity? Do we have that strength? Because normally when we are developing a product, we have to make some SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis means strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are our opportunities? What are our threats? All that. So in context to the explanation of the strengths, this is what it was. What is our strength? The strength of an EOLN is to have a track record of processing international payments in 25 countries. At the same time, they have supported over 40 clearing systems and all by building different features, something like MT or MX standards and all everything. By keeping all this view into an account, EOLN for payments means that's what you can consider as a product. EOLN payments is an integrated SWIFT certified and SWIFT GPA ready solution. Because SWIFT certified and SWIFT GPA is kind of solutions which are being used for the international transactions. And whatever the transactions we do, everything is based on the codes, not based on the currency. That's the point we should understand here. So such SWIFT certified and SWIFT GPA ready solutions is what generally EOLN is developing. What it supports real-time payment processing across multiple geographies, irrespective of the kind of geographies it belongs to. It supports real-time payment processing across multiple geographies, entities, and as well as currencies adhering to the rules and the standards, because every geographical location has their own currency. Point number one. Every geographical location have their own rules. Point number two. Every geographical location will have their own standards. Point number three. So whatever the product they are going to develop, EOLN is going to develop, this is a product which is not only confined to a particular geographical location across different countries, whatever they were focusing more on. So this is being spreaded across different multiple geographies and all, where it can support the kind of product what is that they are developing. It can support irrespective of the kind of currency that respective geographical location has, followed by the kind of rules and as well as the standards, what that organization, what that geographical location consists of. It may be a country even, right? For example, country to country, currencies will vary. The kind of rules and regulations, policies, standards and all everything will be varying from country to country. Okay? Because even though if it is something relating to the payments or financial transactions and all, on a high level note, the structure remains the same. But when it comes to the implementation as well as the kind of process, what is that we are following, it will vary, depends on the kind of decision what that country has, the kind of decision, standards, policies and procedures. This is completely depending on that, right? So because there will be some exports, there will be some imports of the country, which normally any countries will do, right? So imports and exports will be done. So they have their own interest because every country has their own interest. So based upon their interest and all, whatever the rules and regulations, based on the kind of standards, whatever they have identified or they have created so for their benefits and all everything. So this product is suitable for all the geographies. This is what generally the first paragraph is explaining to you. Next, second paragraph. Supporting direct debits, domestic, cross-border payments, and checks processing. It's a comprehensive solution that makes sure an API-driven capabilities and aims to support stronger management of risk and aid the seamless integration of the application. So this paragraph explains you about the technical capacity of the product. This paragraph explains you about the technical capacity. Means what technical capacity? This product, what is that they are developing this product has? That is what it was explaining to you, because it's a comprehensive solution by keeping cross-border payments as well as debits, domestic and all everything. And they have to make sure that whatever API-driven capabilities they are going to develop will have a support of stronger management risks at the same time and aid in the seamless integration of the application, because integrating applications, multiple integrations of the applications within the organization is important. And whatever the application we are going to develop, that should have a possibility to integrate with other applications without having any hassleness and all, so that end users can use this application effectively. So this is what in a high level note which they have mentioned under the solution. Is it clear? Understood? Right. Now, the third point is about the benefits. What are all the benefits were mentioned? The first point, built on a model scalable structure, architecture with component-based design that seamlessly integrated with new ecosystem through well-defined APIs and variety of online, offline channels. Because this is where generally you need to understand about API. What is API stands for? API stands for Electronic Programming Application Programming Interfaces. Application programming interface means if you want to incorporate or if you want to access some information from some other application, there is some API which has to be written by the technical team. This is where generally API stands for. Hence, API, writing APIs, the best example in technology, if you can see RESTful APIs, at the same time, different web APIs, right? So different types of APIs we have. Technical people has to write APIs, application programming interfaces, so that you can extract the data from any of the sources. Means, for example, if you want to extract some information from other sources, where if you want to establish in your site all that stuff, this APIs has to be integrated. The best example, as I told you, for example, you are booking an online reservation for your flight tickets or something like whatever the flight, whenever the flight is arriving, departure, all that information can be seen on the travel portal. Where the hidden point is that there is an API which was written in back of it, the hidden one, so that then only you can access the information and all everything in the travel portal. This is point number one. Point number two, comprehensive support of traditional products like credit transfers and direct debits, and checks alongside newer offerings like real-time and blockchain-based payments. Because blockchain is a kind of technology which is recently coming up nowadays for the best and as well as the benefits of the end users, all that stuff. So they are developing traditional products. They have already have a traditional products which is being used by the financial institutions, something like credit transfers, direct debits, and all that. So whatever the product they are going to develop can have a support with the traditional products which customers are using already in their business location. Now, extensive support for Swift GPI payments as instructing intermediary and instructed institutions, including support for latest features like universal confirmations and all that. Swift GPI is a mechanism or a payment structure which normally people will be followed, as I mentioned earlier. So this is being used extensively on that context as well. Next, seamlessly integrating with variety of online and offline channels, because even online channels we can integrate with. Even with offline channels also, integration is possible, so that the payment and all everything can become much easier and faster. Next, leverage extensive market and interface references data. The solution is proven to have enabled STP rates near about 99%. This is where generally it is talking about the accuracy of data, because payments and all everything is something relied and as well as depending on the kind of data what is that we have taken. So that accuracy, this line is explaining about the accuracy of the data. What is that are we going to take? Next, off-the-shelf availability of real-time dashboards, easy navigations, accept management queues, multiple repair modes, and extensive set of audit features. So these are the different features and as well as the functionalities which this product is developing. Means real-time dashboards they are providing, easy to navigate. At the same time, exception management queues if it is required. At the same time, multiple repair modes and extensive search and as well as audit features. These are the different features and functionalities which this product, which is powered by EOLIN, is being providing here. Now, next point is that implemented across the world, EOLIN agile-based implementation methodology enables faster ROI. What is ROI stands for? ROI stands for return of investment. Because some X is a customer who is spending some amount of money for a solution to be provided, for sure they'll expect some return of investment out of it. Right? ROI is in business, ROI is common. Return of investment is required. So when we are implementing this product and when we are developing this product is being developed based on the agile-based implementation. Because when you are developing a product, in reference to the software development lifecycle, there are different models we use. Something like traditional models followed by the agile models and all. Traditional models, something like waterfall model, V model, all these things comes under that. When we talk about agile model and all, like something like Scrum, Kanban and all, everything will be used. So EOLIN is using an agile-based implementation methodology so that it enables faster return of investment for a customer who is investing on it. Next, continuous and ongoing compliances with evolving regulations, because this is a continuous thing, because regulations, standards, compliances and all everything is a continuous process which one should understand. So this is what generally the case study one has to understand. So if you are a business analyst, whenever you have gathered some information from different stakeholders, before you are explaining this to the technical team, while we are presenting this, business analyst should have a clarity, because clarity of thought is required for a BA. Please do remember this point very carefully. Right? So unless until if you don't have a clarity of thought, it would be difficult for you to manage all these things. So clarity of thought is essentially important. That is what usually this product is all about. So this is what generally the product called EOLIN, which they are developing and for what purposes they are developing is all about. If you have any questions in regard to that, please go ahead. One by one.
General,
you can speak in English, no problem.
yes, I can go ahead.
This is what generally the case study is all about.
Okay.
Right? So
in general,
go ahead.
Sorry. In general, in the real time, right, when we are explaining to Scrum team or development team, so do we need to read the entire document or we have to give a glimpse of
you don't need to read the entire document. This is to have a glimpse to you first. First of all, you should have that idea. Now, when we're talking about agile implementation and all, you have to define these into features and functionalities. You have to write epics, user stories and all everything. That epics and user stories is what we have to provide. You don't give this document directly to the people. And moreover, apart from that, one more point I'd like to mention you. Whenever we are interacting with the stakeholders in real world of a BA, you don't get document like this. This is a document you have prepared based on the conversation you had with many of the stakeholders in different ways of communication channels. Did you understand this? Right?
Yep, got it.
Because you don't get this document like this, because this is a document which is easy to understand, isn't it? Right? Which is easy to understand.
Correct.
But this sort of document you don't get in real world. Based on the interaction you had with people, you have to come up with this. Right? First of all, you have to write down the challenge, you need to write down the solution, you have to mention about the benefits based on the state, because as it's a product-based company, you are discussing with your in-house stakeholder team and all everything. Based on interaction by comparing the previous products, competitor analysis, all that, you have to come up with some documentation. So this documentation, whatever you have come up with, this is how generally the standards you have to write. First of all, you have to mention the challenges, right? What challenges industry is facing? Which industry? Payment side, right? Point number one. Second, what kind of solution are they going to expect? whether how capable the people who are developing the product, what is their technical, what is their functional as well as business capacity to develop. So to explain that, this solution is being used. Now, for example, you are developing this product. Whenever you are going to the market, the very first thing people will ask you, why should I? Right? The very first thing, what is that people will ask you, why should I buy my product? Why should I buy your product? Right? What is the real essence of it? So for that, what is that you have to do? You have to update the benefits. So these are the three major things which is required for a BA to understand. If you understand this well in advance, so that it is easy for you to explain to your technical team much effective. Clear? So whatever the assignments are you going to do from tomorrow onwards, based on the next knowledge areas, whatever I am going to explain you. So all these knowledge areas are based on this case study of this. So please go through this case study once and twice. Try to understand yourself. There will be some assignments will be given in the class itself to you to work with. And there will be some home assignments will also be given. Homework assignments also will be given. So that you need to work from tomorrow onwards. Is it clear?
Sure. Sure.
Any questions on this regard?
No, Raj, sir. That is good.
How about you, Anjan?
I got it. I'm clear.
Right, so this is all about this case study. We'll discuss about the next knowledge area, which is called enterprise analysis in tomorrow's session.
Sure.
From there onwards, when and wherever it is needed, I'll give you some assignments on this.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much.